When my girlfriend's male best friend was being treated in our hospital, he was unexpectedly diagnosed with AIDS during the examination. After I told my girlfriend about it, she thought I was lying to her. Not only did she slap me on the spot, but she also hired internet trolls to smear me online, claiming that I had caused the patient's death. As a result, I was subjected to online violence, and later, she and her male best friend set fire to me and I was burned to death. I will always remember that outside the firelight, she said, "It's because you made it impossible for me to be with James that you deserve to die." When I opened my eyes again, I went back to the day when her male best friend was diagnosed with AIDS. This time, I didn't tell her. After all, she loves him so much, so she has to accept everything about him. Is there anything wrong with James? Tell me, goddammit. Evelyn's voice brought me back to my senses. Seeing her impatient expression, I looked around and found that I was in the office. It turned out that I had been reborn. It seems that even God didn't want me to die so obscurely and inexplicably. What the hell are you daydreaming about? I've been asking you for a long time. Evelyn was full of anger and bumped into me with her hand. Then I came to my senses and took a look at James' blood test report in my hand. Sure enough, just like in my previous life, he had AIDS. He was Evelyn's male best friend, and the two of them were very close on a daily basis. On this day in my previous life, he suddenly got into a car accident and was brought to the hospital. Evelyn was extremely worried. After I learned that he had AIDS, after thinking for a long time, I still chose to tell Evelyn. But she didn't believe me at all and slapped me directly. I know you don't want me to have anything to do with James. But you should also know the occasion. You are a doctor. You can't just label a patient with a contagious disease out of self-interest. No matter how I explained it at that time, she wouldn't listen. Moreover, according to the law, a patient's medical condition is personal privacy, and I shouldn't have told Evelyn. But for her safety, I had a selfish motive. Little did I know that because of my garrulousness, I died a miserable death in my previous life. So in this life, no matter what, I won't go down that old path again. It's not a big problem. It's just a superficial wound. He'll be fine after a few days of recuperation in the hospital. When she heard me say this, Evelyn heaved a sigh of relief. That's good. The next second, she immediately became impatient again. Then why didn't you say anything for so long just now? I thought there was some serious problem. Lucas, I'm telling you, James is my best friend. Don't play any tricks on me. I smiled at her and said, "Don't worry, I won't." After she left, my colleague came in and patted me on the shoulder. "Hey, Dr. Lucas, didn't you tell your girlfriend that James has AIDS?" I saw her go to feed him soup. The law stipulates that a patient's medical condition is their privacy, and doctors can't casually tell outsiders. I gave a very official answer. My colleague looked at me in surprise. "But that's your girlfriend." "She used to be, but not anymore." I will never forget what Evelyn did to me in my previous life. After I told her that James had AIDS, she thought I was deliberately lying to her and trying to make her stay away from James. Therefore, she started to give me the cold shoulder and stopped coming home. Not long after, it was rumored on the internet that I had caused a patient's death and that I was a quack doctor. The hospital was most afraid of public opinion, and under pressure, they suspended me from my job. At that time, Evelyn came to me. I did those things on the internet. I hired internet trolls to spread rumors. Who told you to lie to me that James had AIDS? I was heartbroken and couldn't believe it. Evelyn, you're my girlfriend. You're ruining my career. So what? She stared at me angrily. James is my best friend since we were kids. I won't tolerate anyone saying he's sick. Even if you're my boyfriend, I won't allow it. At that moment, my heart died completely. I broke up with her and then left. I went to another city alone. But on the way, her mother kept contacting me and asking me to go back and even asked me to marry her. I refused. Soon, Evelyn called me and cursed at me. "You deliberately asked my parents to scold me, right? You want to make it impossible for me to be with James, right? You just wait for me." The next time I saw her was when there was a sudden fire in my house. I saw her and James frantically pouring gasoline outside. And she also said, "It's because you made it impossible for me to be with James that you deserve to die." I will never forget the pain of being roasted by the fire and slowly dying. Evelyn, in this life, I won't be your doormat anymore. I contacted Evelyn's parents to call off the engagement, stating that I didn't want to be with her anymore. No matter how her parents tried to persuade me, I insisted on calling off the engagement, and finally they had to agree. That night, Evelyn called me. "Good for you, Lucas. Just because I took care of James for one day, you want to call off our engagement? I replied calmly, it's not because of you taking care of him. I just think you like him a lot, and you two are a good match. I can't break you up. So I'm taking the initiative to call off the engagement to let you be together. She spends every day with James. It's hard for her not to get infected with AIDS. So, I have to stay away from her. You said it yourself. Don't come and beg me to re-engage with you later. I won't. I wish you and James a long and happy life together. After saying that, I hung up the phone first. I had never been so tough with Evelyn before. As a result, after I hung up the phone, she sent me a lot of WeChat messages. Who the hell let you hang up on me? Lucas, who gave you the guts? A few minutes later, she sent another message. You haven't paid James' medical bills? Because she had brainwashed me before that she and James were just friends. So, I had always been helping James out. Every time he came to the hospital for treatment, I paid his medical bills. Over time, both he and Evelyn had gotten used to it. Thinking about it now, I was really stupid back then. I didn't reply to her and blocked her directly. I don't want to show any mercy to someone like her anymore. The next day, Evelyn came to my office to find me, and behind her was James, looking weak. Give me the money. She shouted at me directly. Hurry up, goddammit. Don't make me slap you. In my previous life, I was her doormat. I gave her whatever she wanted, so she would ask me for money so matter-of-factly. Evelyn, have you forgotten that we've already called off the engagement and we have no relationship now? I said calmly. Lucas, why did you call off the engagement? Is it because of my existence that you two had a conflict? James suddenly spoke up, with an innocent look on his face. Every time he used this look to win Evelyn's pity. It's because of you. I stared at him intently. Don't you two like each other? I'm going to let you be together. So now you're Evelyn's man, and you should give her money to spend. Evelyn was filled with anger. Lucas, are you playing hard to get now? I'm telling you, I won't like you because of this. I'll just hate you even more. After saying that, she pulled James and left. Soon after, I received a complaint. It was from a patient who complained that I had a bad attitude towards patients. The next second, I heard the nurse say that someone was causing a scene in the corridor. When I went over, Evelyn was sitting on the ground crying and making a scene, and James was standing beside her. Dr. Lucas has a very bad attitude towards patients. Just now, we just asked about the condition, and he told us to get lost. Where's the director? Come out and give me an explanation. In my previous life, it was with this mouth full of lies that she made me be subjected to online violence. In this life, she still wants to use the same method to harm me. But I had already guessed that she would do this. Before coming, I specifically went to the monitoring room to get the office surveillance footage and then called the police. He's Dr. Lucas. Everyone, hurry up and take pictures of him so that others can also remember his face. Don't make an appointment with him when you come to the hospital in the future. Evelyn had a vicious look on her face. The onlookers didn't know the ins and outs of the matter, so they believed her words. Everyone was talking about it. Why is this doctor like this? Yeah, the patient is so pitiful, and he still has a bad attitude. This kind of doctor should be fired. At this time, Evelyn even took the lead in throwing things at me and telling me to get out of the hospital. I didn't dodge and took it all. I've already called the police. Let the police judge what really happened. As for those who hit me, all of it was captured by the hospital surveillance. I will pursue the responsibility of each and every one of them. Suddenly, the onlookers stopped their actions and looked at each other, not daring to say a word. Evelyn's face turned a little pale. She's actually just a paper tiger, bullying the weak and fearing the strong. In the past, I was completely under her thumb and never resisted. So she thought I wouldn't resist today either. But I'm not the old Lucas anymore. Evelyn tried to pull James and leave, but the police had already arrived. Even if she had wings, she couldn't escape. Both she and James were taken to the police station for investigation. James was isolated separately. Because when I called the police, I informed them that James had AIDS. Evelyn still didn't understand what was going on and was clamoring to find James. Why did you lock him up? He's not locked up. He's just being questioned normally. We received a report that the two of you were causing trouble together. I didn't. Although Evelyn felt a little guilty, she still stubbornly refused to admit it. Maybe she thought the hospital's surveillance cameras were just for show. This Dr. Lucas has always been targeting us. The person you should investigate the most is him. She pointed at me angrily. It wasn't until the police showed the surveillance video from the office that she couldn't say a word anymore. Since the impact on me wasn't very serious, the police gave her a verbal warning, asked her to apologize to me, and then prepared to let her go. At that moment, a middle-aged woman suddenly rushed in. I recognized her at a glance. This was James' mother. "My son, where is my son? Let him go quickly. He has AIDS and can't come into contact with outsiders." As soon as these words were spoken, Evelyn's pupils shrank. "Auntie, you said James has AIDS? Is this true?" Just then, the police released James. James rushed over in a hurry. "Mom, what are you talking nonsense for? Just to get the police to release me, you're making things up." As soon as these words were spoken, Evelyn heaved a sigh of relief. "James, I thought you really had AIDS. How could that be? I'm in good health." As he said this, James glanced at me. I didn't react at all and turned around and left. When I got home at night, I ran into James. It seemed that he had been waiting for me on purpose. "You've known I have AIDS for a long time, right?" In fact, when he was diagnosed with AIDS that day, I saw his past medical history on the computer. He had been suffering from AIDS for more than 2 years. He was infected through sexual transmission. This meant that he had been promiscuous in private. And Evelyn was still head over heels in love with him. "I'm only responsible for treating illnesses. Your having AIDS has nothing to do with me. Lucas, I advise you not to spread the word everywhere, especially to Evelyn. Otherwise, I will definitely sue you for disclosing the patient's privacy." He stared at me fiercely. I ignored him and just opened the door to enter the house. He grabbed my hand suddenly, his eyes gloomy. "Evelyn can only be mine. You'll never be able to have her in your life." I shook off his hand and entered the house. In my previous life, James was able to set fire to me with Evelyn. There's nothing they wouldn't do. So, I can't stay here any longer. I have to leave as soon as possible. I bought this house with my own money, and it's my personal property. I took action right away. The next day, I packed up all of Evelyn's things and mailed them to her parents' house. Then, I put the house up for sale. During this period, I planned to live in the hospital dormitory first. James was discharged from the hospital, and Evelyn specially bought flowers to welcome him. When she saw me, there was pride in her eyes. Then, she tightly grabbed James' hand and kissed him on the lips. "James, on this wonderful day when you're discharged from the hospital, I want to tell you something. I've liked you for a long time. Will you marry me?" I wonder if she will regret proposing to him today when she finds out that James has AIDS in the future. I withdrew my gaze and continued to talk with the nurse. There was another cry of surprise from the side. I looked over and saw that James had taken the initiative to hug her and kiss her. Finally, Evelyn specially came over holding hands with him and said proudly, "Lucas, after all, we used to know each other. When we get married, you should come to the wedding too." When I heard her words, an idea came to my mind. I smiled with the corners of my lips. "Sure. I will definitely come." At night, I found James' contact information and sent him a text message. "I really envy you. You didn't do anything, yet Evelyn loves you wholeheartedly." He replied to me quickly. "What, are you jealous?" "No, I'm not jealous. I just simply envy you for having a woman who treats you so well. But I really want to know, if she finds out that you're sick, will she still love you as much as she does now?" After sending these 2 messages, it took a while for a reply to come from the other side. "Of course she will love me. Evelyn is truly sincere to me." "Then don't you want to test her? After all, you're about to get married. If she really loves you, she will surely feel even more sorry for you when she knows you're sick. Of course, if you don't dare to test her, just pretend I didn't say anything." "Who doesn't dare? I definitely dare. On the day of my wedding, I'll reveal that I'm sick. Evelyn will surely cherish me even more. Don't be jealous then." When I saw his reply, I laughed out loud. I know Evelyn too well. She's the most afraid of death. I remember that when I had an infectious cold before, she didn't come home for a month. Not to mention James' AIDS. I really want to see what her reaction will be then. Someone had already taken a fancy to the house I put up for sale. When I was signing the contract with the buyer at home, Evelyn suddenly came back. "Good for you, Lucas. If I hadn't come back to get something, I wouldn't have known you were selling the house. This house should have my share too. I want 70% of the money from the sale." My buyer was an uncle, and he was straightforward. He couldn't stand it anymore. "Hey, girl. I heard that this young man bought this house with his own money. What does it have to do with you? You have a lot of nerve, wanting 70% of the money. If you had paid for the house and the decoration, it would be understandable. May I ask, did you pay anything?" These words made Evelyn blush with embarrassment. So what if I didn't pay? I'm his ex-girlfriend. I should get a share of the money from this house. I almost burst out laughing. Who gave her the nerve? Evelyn, you've at least received 9 years of compulsory education. How can you not understand basic laws? First of all, I bought this house, and you didn't pay a single cent. Secondly, you're my ex-girlfriend, not my ex-wife. If necessary, we can go to court. Evelyn clenched her fists tightly, and there was unwillingness in her eyes. Who do you think cares about your money? James said that after he marries me, he'll buy me a house and a car. In fact, she knows these laws very well, but she just wants to act shamelessly to get the money. In the past, I might have given it to her. But now, I won't show her any mercy. It's best if you don't care about it. Also, your things have been mailed to your parents' house. There's nothing of yours here anymore. I said coldly. You're not welcome here. Leave quickly. She was so angry that she clenched her fists. Lucas, you just wait. When I get married, I'll definitely make you embarrassed. Then, she slammed the door and left. Soon, it was the day of Evelyn and James' wedding. I received a message from James early in the morning. Come early today. I want you to see clearly how much Evelyn loves me. Is that so? I can't wait. I specially adjusted my work schedule and went to the wedding venue early. Their wedding was grand, and a lot of people came. When Evelyn saw me on the stage, there was pride all over her face. Today is my wedding with James. Thank you all for coming. Oh, by the way, my ex-boyfriend is also here today. As she said this, she pointed at me. Lucas, after all, we were in love before. Now that you see me getting married today, do you have anything to say? Probably only someone as stupid as Evelyn would mention that her ex-boyfriend was at her wedding. But it's okay. As long as I'm not embarrassed, she will be the one feeling awkward. I smiled, stood up, greeted everyone, and then said to Evelyn, I want to say, I wish you happiness. The wedding venue looks really nice today too. As soon as I finished speaking, James suddenly spoke up. Evelyn, I have something to say to you. The whole audience cheered. Oh, he's going to make a heartfelt vow. This is so sweet. With these words, Evelyn became even more proud, as if her tail was about to reach the sky. I picked up my glass of wine and sipped it, ready to enjoy this wonderful scene. James, go ahead. Evelyn lowered her head shyly. James let out a long sigh. I want to tell you a secret of mine. I've actually been suffering from AIDS for more than 2 years. Now that we're married, I think we should be honest with each other. You won't dislike me, right? As soon as these words were spoken, the whole audience was in an uproar and started running towards the door. Damn, he actually has AIDS. Yes, let's get the hell out of here, quick. And Evelyn on the stage turned a little pale, barely managing to force a smile. James, today is our wedding. Don't be joking. Evelyn, I'm not joking. James grabbed her hand, and there was tenderness in his eyes. I really have AIDS, but don't worry. I'm actively receiving treatment. You'll stay with me, right? With a slap sound, Evelyn slapped him hard and took several steps back. James, you did it on purpose, didn't you? You didn't tell me you had AIDS when we were together, but you're telling me now. Do you want to drag me down with you? As she said this, she also took the wine beside her to disinfect her hands. James' face turned black with anger. What? What do you mean? Didn't you say you loved me? Now that you've heard I'm ill, you're treating me like this and despising me? You have AIDS. Who wants to be with you? I'm telling you, James. If I get tested and find out I'm infected, I will definitely sue you for fraud in marriage. At this moment, Evelyn on the stage wanted to leave, but James grabbed her hand. He was so angry that he was almost exploding. Evelyn, you really can't stand the test. As soon as you heard I was sick, you immediately changed your attitude. Since you're so afraid, I'll infect you. As he said this, he actually tore Evelyn's clothes in public. I was shocked. These two people are both crazy. Evelyn wasn't someone to be trifled with either. She picked up a wine glass and smashed it hard on James' head. Suddenly, the whole place was as silent as death. Blood flowed from James' head. James' mother suddenly appeared and rushed up to slap Evelyn. You crazy woman. If anything happens to my son, I'll definitely kill you. Evelyn stood there in a daze, her face turning pale with fright. At this moment, she suddenly looked at me for help. I quickly got up and then drove away. I've watched this farce, and I'm still busy with work. After returning to the hospital, I saw the news on my phone that Evelyn had been taken away by the police. James was knocked unconscious by her, and she needed to be punished by law. When she was being taken away, there were tears all over her face. "I don't want to leave. I don't want to." As she said this, she suddenly looked at the camera and said, "Lucas, save me. This is all her retribution. I won't save her at all." I directly turned off my phone and continued working. Later, the follow-up of the incident was posted online. James woke up. Since his injury wasn't particularly serious, Evelyn was only detained for 7 days and then released. As soon as she was released, she hurried to the hospital to get the blocking medicine. But she had been in contact with James for so long, and it was inevitable that they had a sexual relationship. So, unfortunately, she was infected. She was infected with AIDS, and what's even more unfortunate is that she was pregnant. She fainted on the spot. Someone also secretly took a photo of her parents rushing to the hospital. At that time, she had just woken up. Her father slapped her twice hard and scolded her, "You're just asking for it. Everything would have been fine if you had stayed with Lucas properly, but you had to mess around." This video was also uploaded to the internet. As a result, the incident spread even more wildly on the internet. TSK, you won't die if you don't do stupid things. This kind of woman messes around on her own, and this is her retribution. Yeah. I heard that she used to smear her ex-boyfriend, saying that he had a bad attitude towards patients. It's no wonder such a vicious woman gets retribution. I'm a relative of hers and took a video of her on her wedding day. Her husband said he had AIDS at that time, and the way she disliked him was really something. This is human nature. Can you send me the video? I want to see it. Yeah, I want to see it too. It's for sale for 10 yuan. The power of netizens is powerful. They also dug up that when she was with me before, she secretly went to hotels and went shopping with James. Everyone was scolding her, and the hot searches were all about her messy affairs. Some people even went to the hospital where she was staying and hung up banners to scold her. Her parents were high school teachers, so they were also affected. Parents didn't want them to teach their children, so they were suspended from their jobs. They were even angrier and left Evelyn alone in the hospital in a fit of anger. As for James, because he tested her true colors at the wedding, he hated her to the core. James started a live stream on the internet. He was sitting in the hospital room with a bandage wrapped around his head. The vulnerable group is generally pitied. Everyone felt sorry for him and spoke up for him. Moreover, they also praised him for being smart. Fortunately, he revealed his illness at the wedding and thus saw Evelyn clearly. But some people also scolded him for having an affair with Evelyn when she had a boyfriend. He smiled weakly and said, "She was lying to me. When she came to me, she said she had already broken up with Lucas. That's why I got together with her. I'm also a victim." As for my loss of composure at the wedding, it was because I couldn't accept her reaction for a while and did such an impulsive thing. At this moment, a bullet comment asked him, "I heard that Evelyn is pregnant. Will you take responsibility?" Of course I will take responsibility. Although she treated me that way at the wedding, the child is mine after all, and I will take responsibility. Although James said so, I saw a trace of hatred in his eyes. I guess he definitely won't take responsibility. He's just playing the good guy in front of netizens. Because of his live stream, netizens empathized with him. They were all speaking up for him and scolding Evelyn. A week later, Evelyn had a miscarriage. I heard that she accidentally lost the baby when she was going downstairs. On the same day, she started a live stream and went to find James. "He made me lose my baby. It's him. I saw him push me down the stairs and then leave with my own eyes," she shouted hysterically. James looked pitiful and said, "I don't know what you're talking about." Evelyn was so angry that she smashed him with a vase. "Ah, you wolf in sheep's clothing. I'm going to kill you." As a result, she was sent to the police station again, detained for half a month, and had to pay compensation to James. I looked at all this and didn't feel the slightest bit of emotion in my heart. If it were before, I would have tried my best to help Evelyn. But she killed me, and I can't forgive her anymore. I think she deserves all this. The more miserable she is, the happier I am. On the day Evelyn was released, she came to the hospital to find me. Her face was pale, and she approached me cautiously. "Lucas, can you forgive me?" I took a step back. "We have no relationship at all anymore." Tears welled up in her eyes. Unlike the fierce Evelyn who used to treat me, she had a look of guilt all over her face this time. "I've done so many things to wrong you. It's normal for you not to forgive me. Lucas, don't worry. I will make up for you slowly." In the following days, she actually came to bring me food every day. She didn't care about the public opinion on the internet and let others scold her. But I never ate the food she brought even once. Late affection is cheaper than grass. I won't be soft-hearted. After a few days, she stopped bringing food. I heard from my colleagues that she was ill and had blisters all over her body due to AIDS. She was isolated. She kept shouting every day, "James, you just wait for me." James' life was getting better and better. Because he actively received treatment, his condition improved a lot. Moreover, he became very popular on the internet because of this incident and earned a lot of money through the internet. He also sent me a text message to express his gratitude. "Thank you for reminding me to test Evelyn back then. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be where I am now." When I saw this message, I heard from my colleagues that Evelyn had left the hospital on her own. My heart tightened, and I had a feeling that something bad was going to happen. Sure enough, at night, I saw on my phone that James' private parts had been cut off. He was sent to the hospital for emergency treatment and almost died from massive bleeding. As for the person who hurt him, the surveillance showed that it was Evelyn. But Evelyn was in hiding, and the police had been looking for her. I didn't expect Evelyn to be so ruthless that she would do such a thing. But it's okay. Watching them fight each other is just helping me get my revenge. I kept an eye on the news on the internet. James was cured, but he could no longer do that kind of thing. That night, he was cut again. Evelyn even left a note arrogantly. "I just want to torture you and make your life a living hell. It's all because you made me miss the person I love." The police also increased their manpower to look for her and issued a citywide wanted notice for her. At this moment, an anonymous account on the internet posted a video. It was a section of the surveillance footage from the hospital stairs. The people in the picture were exactly James and Evelyn. Evelyn stepped back step by step, looking at James in horror. "You. Don't come any closer." James looked at her sinisterly. "Don't think that just because you're pregnant, you can threaten me to give you money. Soon, this child will be gone." The next second, he pushed Evelyn down the stairs. Then, he left gracefully. The person who posted this video was Evelyn. She also added a caption: "He not only made me get AIDS, but also killed my child. For someone like him, it's too good for him to just die." She also tagged the police. "Officer, keep an eye on him. Otherwise, I'll go and cut him again." This was the first time such a brazen criminal had appeared in City B. It caused panic among netizens. The police began to check one by one whether anyone around her had been in contact with her. And they found me, but Evelyn didn't contact me. Just as I got off work this day and was about to open the car door, I saw a thin needle stuck on it, and there was blood on it. My heart skipped a beat. Just as I was about to call the police, I turned around and saw James with a pale face. He was holding a syringe filled with blood in his hand and walking towards me step by step. "You deliberately provoked me to test Evelyn back then, right? You just wanted to take revenge on me through her hands, right? Lucas, you're quite smart." As he said this, he was about to rush over. But he was violently knocked aside by a figure. It turned out to be Evelyn. She pressed a knife against his neck. "If you move again, I will definitely kill you." James gritted his teeth in anger. "Evelyn, you still dare to show up. It's all because of you that I lost the most important thing. I'm going to kill you." He tried to resist Evelyn, but Evelyn stabbed him in the arm with a knife. I was shocked. Evelyn was really too ruthless. I quickly secretly called the police. "You made me miss Lucas, infected me with the disease, and made me lose my child. Guess, do I want to kill you? You seduced me yourself. You couldn't stand being lonely. You can't blame me." James's voice was trembling with anger. "You bitch. You can't be with Lucas now either. You've been with me, and you have AIDS. Ha ha ha." Evelyn's eyes turned scarlet from his words. "Shut up. I'm going to say it. Didn't you say you hated Lucas and wanted to kill him before? What's wrong? Now that you know I have AIDS, you've forgotten what you said before?" With a slap sound, Evelyn slapped him hard. It seemed that she thought it wasn't enough and slapped him several more times. "I'm going to kill you." The next second, with a poochie sound, she stabbed a knife into James's neck. Blood from the carotid artery spurted out immediately, splashing all over her face. The police also arrived at this time and handcuffed her in time. I quickly said, "Be careful. Both of these people have AIDS." As soon as I finished speaking, Evelyn looked at me sadly. "Lucas, do you dislike me?" I didn't say anything and just helped the police deal with the scene. A week later, Evelyn was sentenced to death and the execution was to be carried out 3 days later. The news of her killing spread on the internet, and everyone was indignant. Her parents also announced on the internet at this time that they were cutting off their relationship with her, saying that they would no longer have a daughter like her in the future. Evelyn's reputation in City B was completely ruined. I went to visit her in prison. In just a few days, she had aged a lot. Her face was sallow, and her cheeks were deeply sunken. According to the police, after she was arrested, she had been refusing to eat or drink, curling up in the corner every day with a vacant look in her eyes. No one knew what she was thinking. When she saw me, her originally empty eyes lit up. "Lucas, you came to see me. I knew you couldn't let go of me. Don't flatter yourself too much. I just came to see how you were doing. I'm relieved to see that you're miserable." My words seemed to hit her, and her face showed grief. "Do you hate me that much? Evelyn, do you know that in another world, you killed me? Do you think I cannot hate you?" As soon as I said this, her pupils suddenly shrank. "You're back too? You're back too?" I looked at her in surprise and asked the same question. Tears welled up in her eyes, and she nodded. "I came back suddenly during the second detention. I'm so unwilling. Why did God let me come back at this time? Everything has already happened. What's the point of letting me come back?" She was crying as she spoke. "Lucas, not long after I set fire to you and killed you in the previous life, I found out that James's AIDS was real. You didn't lie to me. You were doing it for my own good, but I treated you like that. I'm really ashamed. Maybe God is punishing me. I had already been infected at that time. James also went gambling every day and beat me. In the end, I couldn't stand it anymore and died with him. Before I died, I still thought that it would be great if I could make up for you. I didn't expect God to let me be reborn. So the first thing I did after being released from detention was to come to you and apologize, but I have also broken your heart in this life, and you won't forgive me anymore. But Lucas, now that I've killed James and I'm about to be executed, can you forgive me?" I shook my head firmly. "No. A broken mirror can never be restored to its original state. Even if it's glued back together with glue, there will still be cracks. Evelyn, I can't forgive you." My words seemed to completely shatter her sanity. She covered her face and cried bitterly. I'm sorry. If I could do it all over again, would definitely love you well." "Love?" I looked at her. "Evelyn, if I had AIDS at that time, would you still love me?" She looked at me with tears all over her face. "Lucas, it's human nature to be afraid of death. This kind of assumption is meaningless. My love for you is one thing, and being afraid of death is another." I laughed. Her values really shocked me. "So you'll never be able to get true love. Because you're too selfish. The only person you care about the most is yourself." After saying that, I left without looking back. 3 days later, Evelyn was executed. Because the incident of her cutting James had caused a great stir on the internet before, the news of her execution was also posted on the internet. Netizens all cursed her, saying that such a person should go to hell after death. After all, she had done a lot of bad things. At this time, I received a notice of promotion. From now on, I will be the director of the surgery department, and my future is bright. In this life, I resolutely dumped Evelyn, which allowed me to reverse my life. When I went to bed at night, I had a dream. In the dream, I saw Evelyn and James. They were being escorted and dragged towards the 18th level of hell. James's face was pale. "No, I don't want to go." When Evelyn saw all kinds of torture instruments in the 18th level of hell, she was so scared that she kept begging for mercy. "King of Hell, don't treat me like this. Haven't I made up for my mistakes?" The King of Hell suddenly appeared and stared at her and James with sharp eyes. "Who told you that mistakes can be made up for? The mistakes you've made are like a huge pit that can never be filled. James, Evelyn, you two were extremely evil during your lifetimes, with vicious hearts and causing people's deaths. Now you will be cast into the 18th level of hell and will never be reincarnated." As soon as the King of Hell finished speaking, the two of them were pushed into the 18th level of hell. Then, there were their screams. Evelyn was screaming and saying, "I won't make mistakes anymore. I won't make mistakes anymore." As for James, he was howling, "When the hell did I kill someone?" The executor of the 18th level of hell whipped him hard. Unrepentant. Double the punishment. I felt so satisfied when I saw this. They will be punished in the 18th level of hell from now on and will never be able to be reincarnated. This is the consequence of their harming others. After waking up, I went to work happily. And I also picked up the dream that I had put aside because of my relationship in the previous life. That is to go abroad for further study, become a better and more professional surgeon, and help more patients. keep moving forward without stopping, and the future is promising.